Hello guys and welcome, good morning. In this video I wanna talk about the balancing issue, the game design issue we have currently in SMITE 2. So I feel like this might be a really good discussion. So maybe we can talk about, how can we actually improve SMITE 2, what are our expectations and so on and so on. Now, I have been playing SMITE for a long time and I'm not the player that only plays Conquest. I usually played many different game modes. I got Diamond in Arena, Joust and Conquest. And if you consider yourself to be a good SMITE player, you need to be good in multiple game modes, because these game modes are designed differently. They all have different game design, okay? But in this video I wanna specifically talk about Conquest, a game mode a lot of these MOBA studios are focusing on. Conquest, aka DOTA, aka Defense of the Ancients, one of thousands upon thousands of community-made maps for MOBA genre, the origins of MOBA genre. There are some people who actually think that DOTA is actually the origins of MOBA genre when it never really was. It was in fact just one of thousands upon thousands of community-made maps, and this is the true origins of MOBA genre, the countless of community-made maps. Now in this video I want to talk about some of the design flaws that Conquest has and some of the issues we have been dealing for a long time. Now we all know that Conquest is designed around numbers, around snowballing, where 1 or 2 level difference is a world of a difference. And the whole goal of Conquest is to get a level advantage, to clear as many objectives as you can, to efficiently rotate and clear objectives, right? That is how the whole game mode is designed, and this is where competitiveness comes from, knowing the meta, knowing the rotations, efficient farming, right? Warding, right? Hey guys, I just want to quickly add into the video some of the missing features that are currently in SMITE 2. No chat, okay? The lack of social interaction. Even though one of the best things about SMITE was always action combat and good social system, voice lines, voice comments is one of the best things about SMITE ever. Probably the most innovative. When the SMITE 1 was made, it was probably the most innovative game out there. We had the best action combat and we had the best social system. And this is what kept SMITE so good. And we also have Battleground of the Gods. Everybody wanna be a god. Battleground of the Gods, we had such a good team and characters, and that's what made SMITE special, and I really feel like we are losing this. But we always had problem with tournaments, with rank leaderboard rewards for most popular game modes, the lack of rewards for actually playing the game. They didn't expand on the clan system, things like that. And what is actually missing from in SMITE 2 now is of course better animation, more fluid combat. They need to chill on the blueprints. Unreal Engine 5 is using something called blueprints, which is easy. It's like building blocks. It's easier to design a game, but it also takes way more requirements. So they really need to chill on the blueprints and use more single lines of code for better performance. They really need to go over through objectives in Conquest map. They need to fix the navigation in item shop. Right? Even though for some people that doesn't really sound competitive, clearing NPC camps for 20 minutes and then using number advantage to win games, not actually playing well or not actually counter building and itemization. And this was always a design flaw of Conquest. Conquest never really teaches you about item building or counter building. In actually typical arena game has more counter building than Conquest, because game modes like Conquest or Joust were always designed around numbers and snowballing, which some people found really fun and some people don't really find it competitive. For some people, having this number advantage is like, okay, I earn it, I deserve to win, right? But for other people, they find it that playing on even playing field, where everybody has similar numbers, but where all it counts is how you play, how you win. That is actually the competitive aspect to the game. Now, in this video I also want to focus on some of the design issues that Conquest has. For example, speed buff. Movement speed buff was always broken in Conquest, because it actually destroys juking part of this game, because your opponent can never really escape. That jungle was always broken in this game, solely because of the speed buff alone. And now speed buff is actually more broken. This is the problem with Conquest SMITE 2. In Conquest 2, speed buff is even more broken, because now you can actually stack it, and on top of that you can actually get another speed buff from just teleporting from portals from one side to the another, which makes it almost impossible to escape, which means that juking is not really possible, and slows were already one of the strongest crowd control in this game. And now, because everybody, you know, is buying beats and everything like that, most people don't really realize that how strong slows are in this game. When you are slowed, you cannot juke. That's why Sprint Relic or Winged Blade were always one of the top counter items in this game. And they were almost necessary at the top level. There was always this hidden meta, especially for warriors, that we always go beats and we go Sprint Relic for late game, because it allows you to totally counter most of the characters in this game. Even if you just check Conquest jungle, you have Thanatos, you have Arachne, you have Nemesis, you have Set. All these characters engage with slow, and if you can escape them, there is nothing they can do. So one of the best counter in the game. Against Ares, against Athena now. You know, they give strong slow to almost every character in this game. What I also feel like SMITE is missing, SMITE 2 especially, it's not just the chat, so we can actually communicate and have a feeling of community, but also the lack of rewards and progression, right? And this is already a problem in SMITE 1. Most of the skins you just bought, you didn't really earn them, so you didn't really feel good about them. And SMITE Ymir skin, SMITE 2 Ymir skin is a typical example. You just buy it, so it has no meaning. There are so many things they could do to put in more rewards for actually playing the game, like mini chest for each second or third win, commendation rewards, achievement points rewards. So why do we have achievements point in the game if they have no rewards? Rewards for playing ranked, conquest, arena and joust rank, tournaments. There are so many things they can do, and I really hope they do that, because we really need more initiative to actually play the game and progress. Even if it's a MOBA, people always wanna progress and feel like they have their time, they're progressing somewhere. And that's also the problem with SMITE 2, there is no progression. So there is no meaning to actually play the game more. You know, adding cool skins for playing games, for playing ranked, that's what we are missing. You cannot, now your potions are actually in your action bar, in your item bar, so, and you cannot pick relics anymore. Everybody has beats, you know, there are so many design issues currently in the game. And actually now it will be a good time to make a new subreddits. Like, why do we have 6 SMITE subreddits instead of one with flares? And how can this Reddit only has like 100 concurrent users when it used to have thousands upon thousands? This is what you get when no memes allowed, no videos allowed that promote discussion, right? IP banning people. We still have the same mods who do the same mistakes they did. All the mods have to do in this place is remove criticism and then, or non-related SMITE things. And then you just let the community upvote or downvote. Anything more than you do, you're just hurting the community, you know? And it's almost silly, like when I watch a lot of these SMITE 2 YouTubers, and they always have 2, 3, 4 level advantage, and then they think they're good at this game. This is always problem of Conquest. In my opinion, Conquest is designed for children who need numbers to carry them, and real men play arena, because they're, and it's same problem with Joust, right? These game modes were always designed in such a way that one team is always gonna be ahead. It doesn't even matter One team is always gonna be ahead. This is how these game modes are designed. It's not just about if you play good or not, or if you deserve it. This is how these game modes are designed. One team will always be ahead, one team will always be ahead. That's why these game modes are so much more toxic, because it's almost impossible to come back, because you literally get punished by the game design. And all these guys who always get ahead are usually the guys who abuse meta gods, meta items, unbalanced items. They barely know how to build, they just abuse meta items. And it's same on social media. It's always these guys who use bots like a promotional accounts or get handpicked for pro leagues that they get ahead. And only these guys, 10%, 15% of these guys can make anything out of it. So the whole game, the whole Conquest map is designed for capitalism mindset. And it's really unfair. I know you either win or you don't. I understand that. But when the game mode is literally designed in such a way that one team will always be ahead and one team will be punished, it's kinda lame, right? Because in reality, Conquest Dota was never designed for esports. Like, just be honest, who want to watch 20 minutes of jungle camping and then unbalanced gods, item, speed buff abuse? There is no counter building, no real depth. They just pick the most broken characters, they barely know how to build, they build the same broken items every game, and like, what's the point? That's why, in my opinion, Arena would be easily the most popular game mode, if Harris won't actually neglect it, because at its core it's the most competitive game mode you have, because it's fighting enemies on even playing field, where all that matters is how you play, how you build, and your ability to come back, your ability to actually know how the game mode is designed, understanding the anti-snowball mechanics, anti-comeback mechanics. Arena is all about pushing and retreating, and resetting fights often and then getting value out of aggressive playstyle. And you have two anti-snowball mechanics, you have XP gold scaling, and you have last 10 ticket system, where if your team has 10 tickets, and enemy team has 50 tickets, you're losing 1 ticket per wave, meanwhile they're still losing 7 tickets per wave. Right? So there is always a way to come back in Arena, you know, and Arena is probably the most fun, because it's always this, you know, constant pressure. When you lose in Arena, when you get pushed back in Arena, you can always, this is the best moment to come back, you know, and you reset fights often, you get value out of aggressive playstyle, and people that think you can just get 2 kills and then play passive in Arena, they never really understood how game mode is designed. They never did, because they were never willing to learn it. Because Harris put this illusion into the older community that only Conquest and Jao snowbally game modes are competitive. Because they are clueless, they don't even understand their own game, how these game modes are designed. They still think that because I got number advantage, that means because I'm a better player. It's not, it's just how the game mode is designed, and you are probably abusing meta items and gods. I mean, you probably played better, I give you that. But you probably still didn't. It's just like, let's just check SMITE meta Conquest. Picking Susano every game, picking speed buff every game because it's so broken. Picking the same build every game. And people say, oh yeah, but now we have hybrid, we don't have rolls anymore, that will change everything. No, it won't change shit. Because Conquest is designed in such a way that it doesn't teach you about item or counter building. It never did. Typical Arena game has 3 times more counter building. Well, it actually doesn't, because most people have no idea how to fucking counter build in this game. But still, you know, even fucking SPL players barely have any idea. So, what do you guys think about this? What is your opinion about Conquest? Which characters are the most broken currently? Loki Fenrir, huh? I haven't played SMITE 2 myself, I just watch a lot of videos. Kinda stupid, you know? But, hey, maybe the game will get better, who knows? I hope it does. But, I mean, they could literally just fix SMITE 1, add ranked leaderboard rewards, and make a new arena map for SMITE for arena fans. They could add old fun game modes back into the match of the day rotation. Add clans, add more rewards for actually playing the game, having chat, you know. SMITE 2 lacks so many functions. I think that you don't even have chat in SMITE 2. and we only have one game mode. And even Conquest is it's not really designed, it's not really fun, honestly, for most players. I mean, it's fun, okay, you try new items, you see which one items are the most powerful, but this is also kind of stupid, because now you will just get this meta, then everybody will just abuse meta gods, meta items, and speed buff to win their games. That's really how we want this game to be. Like, in Arena, if you would make Arena, a cool Arena map with ranked leaderboard rewards, I mean, people would make their own metas, and all you have to do is organize some official tournaments for Conquest and Arena fans, and maybe 1 versus 1 tournaments, because all these 3 game modes have totally different meta, and then your game will be probably alive. But if you're just gonna focus on Conquest, I don't really see it, because let's face it, it's a 20-year-old outdated game mode that was never designed for esports. Like, anybody that understands how the game mode is literally fucking designed know this. Like, Jesus Christ, man. And Dota, aka Conquest, aka Defense of the Asians, was never really the origins of MOBA genre. It was actually countless of community-made map. Anybody that played Warcraft 3 or Starcraft 2 custom maps know this. There were thousands upon thousands of community-made maps, and Dota was just one of them. So why are we still acting like this is the origins of MOBA? Are you guys really all that clueless, is what I wanna know. Like, come on, guys. You really need some experience, and stop copying Dota or League of Legends. These 2 gaming studios haven't seen innovation in the last 20 years. Because they don't need to innovate, because they have Tencent and Wolf, all these big companies behind them. That's why their Pro League sucks. They literally handpick all their players. That's why nobody takes them seriously, you know? Jesus Christ, man, come on, guys. Just organize official tournaments where everybody has a chance. Stop handpicking players. And you will get sponsorship and viewership naturally, and you will get competitive EU and North America competitive spirit naturally. And make it for Joust, 1 versus 1, Conquest and Arena. 3 main game modes that all have totally different meta and totally different game design.